So this part is sometimes a little bit challenging. Finding the momentum to talk. Or encouraging the momentum to talk about non-duality. Once I get going, then it's easy, but in the beginning it's slightly difficult to encourage me to speak about this subject. During the day, I had absolute no desire to talk about this at all. And I'm sure that's to do with how much I teach. Like I do one-to-one sessions every week, and I do these 2 online sessions, and then sometimes I'm traveling and doing talks. And I'm sure that has an effect of it. But also, like non-duality is so much more than the words. Like so much more than the words. The words are like are minuscule in comparison to the experience of non-duality. It's like when you use words, it's like trying to look at a seed, and this is maybe a really bad metaphor. I can see it in my head. It's like non-duality is this big massive tree, and then speaking about it is like only being able to convey a seed, like the tree's seed. It's really petite. Non-duality is so much more than what anyone can possibly say about it. When there was this big shift that happened here, and it sort of stabilized, so there was a long time dwelling in it. The thinking process that came back was thinking about, this is nothing like what people talk about. Like, how does this make sense? And I went through a period of trying to like analyze it and make it make sense with ways in which particular teachers speak. And at first, the most radical way of speaking felt the most right for me. And I still really love the radical way of speaking about non-duality. I still really love that. But that too isn't it. And as I began to work with people more and more, particularly one-on-one, and I was confronted more with people's daily suffering, that had to change. I couldn't maintain that really extreme way of speaking about it. But I really loved that simplicity, that this is all there is. Like not even mentioning consciousness. In the beginning, I rarely mentioned it. Like I just used to say, this is it, this, that. And then I got more into explaining it abstractly. So I'm just having to write to my partner about the dog. Part out. Free. User. So this is all there is, and that's the end, really, full stop. This is all there is, what's happening. And your suffering comes literally because you identify with a person in time that seeks for this moment in the future, that seeks for this prize at the end of the rainbow, and it will never get there because it doesn't exist. This is all there is. And everything you look for, the in-loveness, the love, the freedom, the joy, everything that you're looking for is right here, is contained in this. It never happens in the future. You always experience it right now. Or it's always right now. I mean, it's not even you that experiences it. There is only what is. And that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. And this is so free. It's like life is totally in love with itself. It's like an expression of love, and it's so happy to be itself. It doesn't need anything. It's just right here in this, like doopy 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 doop, like just here. There's nothing else. And your mind, I know the mind thinks of problems, and the chakras produce problems, and then it feels uncomfortable, and you're like, fuck this, I want something better. Lisa, help me find something better. This is so uncomfortable. And I understand that. And when that's happening, we can talk about the chakras, and we can talk about the feelings in the body. But through all that, like that, it's like clearing the mud and clearing it out of the way. This is all you longed for. It's all anything ever longed for. It's a game. It's a set up game. And everything that you're experiencing is a projection of your mind. Not your mind as wholeness, your mind as the character. But that's the wholeness is creating the character. So everything that you experience is the way that your mind is interpreting it. Like you think you're seeing lots of different objects, but you're actually seeing, your mind is like the computer. It's like a virtual reality set, which is projecting this whole world. And then you're experiencing it as wholeness, and you are every part of the game as well. So you're actually playing the perfect game. You're actually experiencing the perfect dream, because it's your dream, it's your creation on the human level and on the absolute level. And I know none of that makes sense. It all contradicts each other, and everyone's like, what's she on about? That don't make sense. How can I be the creator of the dream when there is nobody? I know, it's terrible. It's kind of wonderful though, saying those types of things. Like to me, what I'm looking for when I speak is actually like vibrating with my words. So this is a part of the reason why it's maybe a bit of a struggle to start speaking in the beginning, because it's like I feel this love and this vibration inside, and then it's like finding the right words that encourage that vibration and express that vibration. And you could say that any words do it, but it's like sometimes it feels like there's a little like line that's like boop 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 boop, looking for exactly the right vibration to come out. I forgot the name of what the name of the talk is. It is called, or just let me get it up again. It is called, Is There an Energetic Communication with Non-Duality? To me, what I'm looking for is that vibration. And that vibration really doesn't make sense sometimes, and really is contradictory, but it's like this beauty. I don't know how to explain that. And I don't know, I think sometimes people can hear it and sometimes people can't. I don't really understand how it works, the whole energetic thing. Sometimes it's like when I used to go and see teachers that I really liked, it was like I'd sit there and just have this most amazing meditation, and it wasn't so much about what they were saying, it was just that my body came back to life, and it was like, I know this. It was like they were meditating for me, or encouraging me to meditate energetically. And that's what I was really interested in when I went to talks, like live talks, was looking for that. So I don't know exactly if it gets communicated energetically. I don't know how it works, because I don't really see life like there's a you and me. It's like one collective dream, and it's not really that you're separate from me. So in some way, the idea that I communicate or there's an energetic like resonance happening is still very mental. It's even more mysterious and wonderful than that. But at the same time, I kind of agree with it as well to an extent, because I know if I go into a room and there's somebody that's really angry and suffering, I can instantly detect that. And that's part of myself. That's an aspect of myself. That's not someone separate. Like every energy that you experience is an aspect of yourself. And then when I go into a room where somebody's really free and happy, then my energy tends to really open up and absorb that as well and celebrate with them. Like, so instantly it picks up. But both of those qualities are me. So it's not like you can be like, that person's got bad energy, because if you're perceiving it, no matter what they're doing, then it's an aspect of you. Even if you're perceiving a murderer or a paedophile or whatever it is, it's an aspect of yourself, not as the person, but as consciousness, as that which is experiencing this dream life. And I really love it also when I sit in the beginning. Like when I'm sitting there, I feel like I'm a big, you remember like Mr. Marshmallow Man from the Ghostbusters? Who do you want to know? Ghostbusters! Who do you want to see catch? Ghostbusters! Yeah, I can't remember the song. Ghostbusters! Do you remember in the first one, there is Mr. Marshmallow Man who's like really like when I'm sitting there, that's what I feel like I'm my energy is like disappearing into everything. It doesn't even feel like my energy. It just feels massive. It's really beautiful. And I think that most probably has just as much importance as when you're speaking. Like just sitting with someone in that big space of who you are. I've never really got people into meditation. People that are into non-duality tend to not be so much into meditation. Like whenever I do the retreats, it's always what everyone wants to torpedo. I always give people like free reign over what we do, so people can vote on it. And it's the meditation one. They're always like, let's do something else there. Whereas to me, it's wonderful, like to sit there. Sometimes it can be difficult if you've got a difficult feeling. Even I could have like a difficult feeling coming up, and then sometimes it's going to be a painful meditation, but there's still something beautiful in just sitting there and letting it all be. To be or not to be. Okay, let's get to some questions. That was a very long introduction today. Joke.